This is Jade and Mary doing the first half of the voice recording for the religion assignment, Satanism, by Alexis Elijah and Jade and Mary. Definition of Satanism. The concept of Satanism is an invention of Christianity often described as an anti-Christian cult. It is defined as a religious cult in the fact that it is the reverse of Christian ideologies and norms. It expresses sometimes of anger. Satanism is a self-religion based on your own views and beliefs as a satanic. Satanism does not abide by the Satanic Bible. It is not a sacred scripture as the Bible is to Christianity. Therefore, there is not one idea to the religion. LaVeyan Satanism, rational or modern Satanism, believe that women should be able to use sex to their advantage with men. They believe people are allowed to be gay, not want to have sex, and should be able to masturbate and have fetishes without feeling guilty as long as the sex is between two consenting adults. LaVey also declared that sex that wasn't consensual, such as rape and child molestation, were wrong and evil. The creator of Satanism believed that in order to be a Satanist, you had to be born into it. He also believed that it was a happier and more freeing way of life. Satanism is linked to temptation or to satisfy your urges or wants. People's beliefs about Satanism. There is an implication that God is one power and Satanism is the opposite and an anti-power, a personal evil that does not exist on its own. This implies that anyone who seeks to understand Satanism directly gets into trouble, as it should only be understood as an opposite of God. People believe Satanism involves sacrificing children. This is false. One of the 11 satanic rules for the earth is do not harm children. People also believe Satanism is the perverse use of God's power and that Satan has no power of his own, only that which he distorts of God's. Some believe Satanism is an expression of anger, especially by young people and those who society went against, who turn against society. Some also say it may be a social phenomenon and has nothing to do with Satan or God. People hold the belief that one of the practices of Satanism is cannibalism. The infernal names. There are multiple Satan figures throughout different religions. All these names are listed in the Satanic Bible. Lilith, the Hebrew female devil, Adam's first wife, who people believed taught him the ropes. Abaddon, the destroyer in Hebrew. Adramelech, the Sumerian devil. Beherit, Syriac's name for Satan. Mania and Mantis, Etruscan's goddess and god of hell. Nyassa, American Indian devil. Shaitan, Arabic name for Satan. And Yetzin, Aztec god of hell. Description of Satan. Often the shape of a part animal, part man, or human male figure. Some believe Satan rebelled against God and fell from heaven, and now is seeking to destroy God's children and cause miserableness. Some also believe Satan convinced people to turn against God and partake in sex before marriage, not having children and confusing gender. He wanted to cast doubt onto a belief in God. In this, Satan seeks to tempt people to stop believing in God and partake in the things that will cause them to be considered sinners. Satan is also believed to be a prosecutor, and not the evil monster that some people believe. He is believed to be part of God's team and to test people and report failures back. Customs and practices, satanic rituals. 9 satanic statements. 1. Satan represents indulgence instead of abstinence. 2. Satan represents vital existence instead of spiritual pipe dreams. 3. Satan represents undefiled wisdom instead of hypocritical self-deceit. 4. Satan represents kindness to those who deserve it instead of love wasted on ingrates. 5. Satan represents vengeance instead of turning the other cheek. 6. Satan represents responsibility to the responsible instead of concern for psychic vampires. 7. Satan represents man just as another animal who, because of his divine spiritual and intellectual development, has become the most vicious animal of all. 8. Satan represents all the so-called sins, as they all lead to physical, mental, and emotional gratification. 9. Satan has become the best friend the church has ever had because it has kept them in business all these years. 9 sins. 1. Stupidity. 2. Pretentiousness. 3. Solipsism. 4. Self-deceit. 5. Herd conformity. 6. Lack of perspective. 7. Forgetfulness of past orthodoxies. 8. Counterproductive pride. 9. Lack of aesthetics. The 11 satanic rules of the earth. 1. Do not give opinions or advice unless you are asked. 2. Do not tell your troubles to others unless you are sure they want to hear them. 3. When in another's home, show them respect, or else do not go there. 4. If a guest in your home annoys you, treat them cruelly and without mercy. 5. Do not make sexual advances unless you are given the mating signal. 6. Do not take that which does not belong to you unless it is a burden to the other and they cry out to be relieved. 7. Acknowledge the power of magic if you have employed it successfully to obtain your desires. If you deny the power of magic after having called upon it with success, you will lose all that you have obtained. 8. Do not complain about anything to which you need not subject yourself. 9. Do not harm young children. 10. Do not kill non-human animals unless you are attacked or for your food. 11. When walking in open territory, bother no one. If someone bothers you, ask them to stop. If they do not stop, destroy them. Important dates. The Church of Satan, April 30th, May 1st. Anton knew the date to establish the first Church of Satan. It would be during the traditional night of the most important demonic celebration of the year, when witches and devils roam the earth. Depraved, glorifying the fruition of the spring equinox, Walpurgis night. Other important dates. 1969, LaVey published the Satanic Bible. April 30th, 1966, LaVeyan Satanism was founded. 1966, Church of Satan was founded. Grotto system was abolished in 1975. Satanic Panic, 1980s, a witch hunt, was launched, which is now referred to as the Satanic Panic, seeded by Lawrence Padzder's book, Michelle Remembers. It was a popular book that recounted the repressed memories of Padzder's wife through hypnotherapy he performed himself. Padzder sums up the details of Michelle's supposed experiences with a worldwide satanic cult. Michelle claimed that the devil worshippers have a network dedicated to ritual child sacrifice, world domination, innovations such as snuff films, drug cartels, and kiddie porn. Looking back at the period, it shows how Christian converters jumped on the bandwagon and Christian therapists began finding similar memories buried in the subconscious of their patients. These accusations were debunked, but not before many people got harmed during the crisis. Now courts of law are reversing decisions made against people who were accused by family and friends caught up in this, and substantial financial awards are being held against the Christian therapists who basically brainwashed patients into believing in false ritual abuse.
Next we have is location, and it kind of ties in with places of worship because 6114 California Street in San Francisco, California, USA is home of the Black Pope, and his house is also called the Black House, which is the Church of Satanism, where people would worship there. Then we have satanic holidays. There's Halloween, birthdays, Walpurgis Locked, which starts from April 30th to May 1st. And basically nowadays, it's sort of like a party in Germany. You go up to the mountains, bonfires are lit, and thousands of people dress up as like witches, warlocks, or devil costumes, and they all come from all over and celebrate. We also have 2 equinoxes, and basically one happens in September and the other's in March, and it's basically when the sun shines directly in the equator and the length of the day and night is nearly equal. Then we have 2 summer solstices. Then we have Yule, which is the winter one, and it's basically the oldest winter celebration in the world. Here we have some facts. The Satanic Bible is not considered sacred scripture in the way that the Christian Bible is to Christianity, which basically means that they have a Bible, but it's not something everyone really follows by. It's kind of just there loosely. People take what they want from it. It's not really that important to the religion. Then there are different points of views and different views of what Satanism is. Some people believe it's where people are considered to be evil. Some people are certain that it's mental illnesses and personality disorders. Some people think it's just a place to worship and it doesn't have any view of being evil. Then we have Satanists rejected people calling murderers Satanists and instead refer to them as devil worshippers. Because basically, devil worshippers are people that do bad things and they will blame what they have done on their religion of being Satanists, and it's not the same thing. Satan is symbolic and not a literal figure who people should worship. It is about the symbol of rebellion. Human beings are animals. Baby animals are the purest form because they have not been corrupted by Christianity. To harm enemies, personal influence, and gain success in love and sex was believed to be what magic was used for. So lesser magic was through manipulation or bending someone or something to your will. And then greater magic was through rituals or focusing your emotional energy from one specific purpose. And then to use your magic people use love for being compassionate, hate, or by destructive, or by lust by having sex. Here we have multiple choice questions. 1. Does Satanism allow gay people to join? Yes or no? The answer is yes. Satanism, there's no discrimination. Anyone can join if they want to. 2. Does Satanism hold the belief that adults should only have consensual sex? Yes or no? The answer is yes. Does Satanism believe in murdering people? Yes, it is part of rituals, or no, those are devil worshippers. And the answer is no, those are devil worshippers. Do Satanists worship identity or God? Example, Satan as a figure. Yes, Satan is their leader, or no, Satan is a symbol of what they believe. And the answer is no, Satan is the symbol of what they believe. How many sins are in Satanism? 6, 9, 13, or 7? The answer is 9 sins. The Satanic Panic happened in blank. The 70s, the 80s, the 90s. The answer is the 80s. Do Satanists follow the Satanic Bible the way Christians follow their Bible? Yes or no, it is followed more loosely and people take what they believe. 8. Do Satanists hold rituals involving human sacrifice and cannibalism? Yes, it is required to join the religion and for special occasions. Or no, it's just something other people believe. The answer is no, it's just what some people believe. What year was the Satanic religion formed? 1940 or 1966? And the answer is it was formed on April 30th, 1966. Who founded the Satanic religion and the Satanic Bible? Was it A, Crowley, or B, LaVey? And the answer was LaVey. Those are just the answers. And then here we have the references of where we found all the information we put in the slide. Thank you for listening.